You got to hit the other button.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, shakalaka, laka, boom.
Hello, hello. I see there a bunch of everybody is in here a little bit early.
Yeah, you got some new ones in here. We got a wildflower up on there. We got the where'd that other one go?
Hey, Art, Wild Man, Donna. We got Copycat. I think even that weird streamer that streams at nighttime sometimes. That Prepping 101.
Oh Lord have mercy, he's in here. We in trouble.
He's in here too.
Yeah, we got Backwood Boys, Small Engine. Well, if I know 101, he probably fell asleep.
Taking a nap before live tonight.
No, he ain't doing one night.
Oh, he's not?
No, he done one last night.
Oh, okay.
So he told me he'd taken the night off.
Ah, okay. Yeah, my whole plan this weekend, or last weekend rather, was to completely stay off the internet. I did put out a video that I thought was an important subject, about China buying up property next to our military bases.
From within.
Yeah, and I'm like, how are they doing this? Isn't there somebody supposed to check on these things? And then I find out, I've had a lot of people contact me saying that there is China has also been buying up property next to nuclear power plants. And I'm like, why is this a thing? No foreign company or anything should be next to certain things.
No foreign country should be buying land. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't care what country you're in.
Yeah, that can be an issue either or, but
not a vice president.
I did like what Trump had did. Trump made it so that if a foreign country came over and had a business here, the money they made from that business didn't go to the country's military. And I thought that why wasn't this a thing before? And I mean, to me, that sounds reasonable. Why should America be paying for another country's military? But you may know that Biden didn't sign it. So there's certain companies that are here now that the money they make goes to China's military.
Well, you know what tomorrow is? It's National Slap Your President Day.
Hey, Bigfoot.
What's going on, brothers? Good to see you guys.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Jeff. How you been, brother?
Been pretty good, pretty good. My wife keeps interrupting me. I'm having an intelligent conversation with myself. This time I was winning. I know y'all don't know what to think about me.
First time for everything.
Oh no, it's the second time.
Oh,
Doesn't 101 let you win some arguments every once in a while?
That's the problem. He lets me. I don't want him to let me. I want to win one. But with him, that's a lost cause. Ain't no way I'd win one. That's
Okay.
a smart man.
Yeah,
All right. Damn, he is in here, asshole. I mean, 101.
Yeah, one of the things one of the first things I want to bring up. Let me see if I can actually bring it up. And the company we're talking about is Cern. And I got to come over here and share it over here. And this is what right here you can already see if you pay attention to this.
I see it.
There's 3 6s right there
I see it.
in the logo. I mean, that's the first thing I come up with when I went to their website and looked. I'm like, wait a minute, those are that's bad. Now there's a lot of talk that what the whole project is, and this is in Switzerland and France. It borders both countries, and it's a big thing. It's underground, and what they said is they want to know how the universe was created, and so there's actually 2 stages of this. There's this big tube that they shoot protons and make them crash into each other, and that's how evidently they're saying the universe was made. Well, there's another part to this, which is Atlas, and Atlas is I think it's 6 stories high. 5 or 6 stories high, and it's what they get all the data from. And Alice, I don't know about Alice. I know Atlas was part of it. It's called Project Atlas. And like I said, it's a whole other entity aside from the other, and it's to collect the data and stuff. And I believe this is the 3rd time they're doing this, and this is the biggest one they're doing, or they did today. And there are some people saying it's to open a portal. Some say it's for other dimensions, or that it can cause that. One thing is they said they're in contact with another dimension, and if they do it at the same time, that both dimensions can collide. I don't know if any of these are true or not, but this is some of the things that was brought up.
Well, out of all of those, did any of that sound good?
No,
No,
not at all.
The other one is the black hole, and it's like, why would you want to create a black hole that you can't control? Because it's something that you can't. Or dark matter. Dark matter is another thing you can't control.
Well, now I asked Bushcraft before we come on if CERN accidentally creates a black hole, couldn't they go back and make it disappear? Bushcraft said no, No. And I'm going to tell you, like I'll tell everybody else in the room or whatever, this is one subject I really have no idea about. All I know is whatever Cern does is bad, and every time they fire up, weird stuff happens. Because
Mhm.
it seems like to me, one of the times they got fired up, people were seeing cities in the clouds. You know, I mean, there's been pictures of it and everything. You know, but I'm mainly going to be sitting back just listening tonight.
Yeah, they're poking around at things that they have no clue what the repercussions could be.
Yeah, it's always it has to be science. Um, there has to be a reason behind why everything was made and how it was made and stuff. And one things me and Jeff were talking about um, with another theory was open a portal to opening hell up, basically. And Jeff questioned, isn't it in the Bible or something? So that's why we got an expert up here.
I'm no expert, but I know what you're talking about because they're right now. Well, ever since in the beginning of the book of Genesis, I think it's chapter 6, there were angels who came down and tried to. Well, they had relations with human women, and it was an abomination. That's part of the reason God flooded the earth. But those angels who left their abode, it talks about it in the book of Jude in the New Testament. He talks about them also. They left their abode and came down where they shouldn't be. And they are bound in the bottom in the pit. They are bound in chains. And then it talks about in Revelation how that pit is opened, and it's the way it's described. It's like a massive demonic army of locusts. Now, how you interpret that's one of the things of the book of Revelation. It's a lot of imagery. Remember, this is what the Apostle John saw back in the first century. You know, what he saw was, to him, reminded him of locusts, but it was millions, and that's part of the end times. Yes.
Yeah, it's
a deep theory. I mean, deep literally is in the pit, but yeah, I've heard a lot of different stuff on this Cern, especially from my wife. She's kind of all over the Cern thing. She should probably be up here.
No, it's not so much that. I'm more into like the sound and the repercussions and the effects it have on humans, animals, Earth.
Yeah. I mean, nobody knows what the repercussions of any of this stuff. I mean, nuclear fission. I mean, you see what the byproduct of that was.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with this?
Yeah. And because some said it was they were doing that to atoms, but it's not. It's a proton, which
these particles. I mean, just recently, there's 4 seasons now on Stranger Things, and how they had those particles. Well, it's kind of funny that Cern too has these particles.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to ignore.
Oh, that's clever 101. Cern telling me she's the expert. But yeah, it's just like, this is like, I used to look into HAARP a lot, and you hear that, but this is like to an exponential degree more dangerous. I mean, they could use the one to control some things. Well, they're fixing to create things that they have no control over.
Yeah, and just the speed that they're shooting these things to collide into each other is
Let me bring up another subject. You was talking about opening up another dimension. Okay, let's say they do open up another dimension and it comes here. Is that dementia? Is it going to be evil? Is it going to be friendly? Is there going to
Who
be
knows?
another me, another Bigfoot, or
Well,
whatever?
the theory is that
Gotta
you
hope
can't have the same entity in if two dimensions
collide.
combine, you can't have the same entity. So either it could be a good you or a bad you. Which one's gonna live out of that or exist?
What would happen to me if I killed me?
Well, you don't have no control over it. It's just like I said, this is all theory. This is just stuff that I've read and stuff that
Well,
you can't if two dimensions combine, there can't be two of you. So one of you has to go, and I don't know how they figure which one goes or whatnot.
I would figure the weaker one would go.
I don't know.
I hate to say it like that, but like I said, this is a subject, is all theory. Nothing has happened. So you really don't know what's going to happen. And I pray we never find out.
And they say this is the third time.
Really?
How do we know that?
Right. Yes.
And how we know that it's not in other places.
So Bushcraft, as far as the CERN, and you say they project something and it collides.
Yeah.
Okay. Now is that done like? What are they projecting to? Are they projecting to like space, or are they projecting like in a lab?
It's a big ring like this, and it's buried underground, and they shoot protons. They start at equal sides, and it goes to where the Atlas thing is, and once it hit it explodes, and that's where they're. From what they said, that when it explodes, they record every little bits and pieces and all that stuff. So that's how they said. That's how they said the universe was created.
So they're trying to simulate the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, the Big Bang is God done it. Period.
But that it's not science for them.
Yeah.
Science and some things I can see, but in religion, they need to keep it out. Everything that the science used to say was false, come to find out is true. Mm-hmm. Look at the walls of Jericho. They said that was fake. Now they're finding it. What about the city of Sodom and Gomorrah? They said that was fake. Now they done found out. What about who was it? Wife that got turned into a pillar of salt. They have found. Okay, Lot. They have found pillars of salt shaped like people in that area. I mean, everything that they've said was fake is turning out to be true. Is that God's plan?
No, I think it's just science maybe catching up to truth.
Well, what I'm thinking is God letting people do this to find out the hard way he was right all along.
I mean,
it's kind of tough putting yourself in and trying to think like what maybe God's plan is, because we don't always understand His ways.
Yeah, because there's a lot of evil stuff
Yeah.
out there.
There is, no doubt. You know, you think when you were young and you got a straight line on what you want to accomplish in your life. In God's mind, that straight line, no, it's going to have curves, hills, valleys, and everything else in it. You know, till you get to the end.
Hey, Bushcraft, do we know where this is located?
Yeah, it's on the border of, it's in two countries actually, Switzerland and France, and evidently it used to be a big where they dig up all the dirt and gravel out of it and leaves a big old ravine thing.
Yep, the mining.
Yeah, and then they built this, and it's been I mean, I think before the 90s, I think it was, they started this. A lot of the people who started it have already passed, and new people come in to upgrade it and stuff like that. And like I was talking about the Atlas project thing, the first time they did it, like I said, it was 5 or 6 stories tall, and I mean it's humongous, and it's to record this explosion so they can get every little molecule and all that stuff. And this last time they've been upgrading it for all these years, and instead of making it bigger, they've upgraded the size, the chips and all that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Vineyard Chicks put a couple interesting comments there. I think that would be, there's there's 2 comments they put up there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably part of the Atlas thing then. And
I was reading to you the other night.
and then there's that other place that's in Tennessee that has made a portal. I don't know where or anything, but they've sent drones through, and it's 50 feet by 50 feet.
There's another one in Minnesota.
That's scary by itself. I mean, where did it go?
Yeah, they're poking and prodding at things that they have no business doing.
Yeah, and there's lots of movies out there to where they've opened portals, and it's there are a lot of evil ones that talk about them opening portals to hell, and there are ones where they try to open portals to heaven too, which doesn't turn out good.
So I don't mean to keep pointing this out, but the Vineyard Chicks put another comment before that talking about, is it the Higgs?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, and my wife just showed me this.
I put it in the chat.
I mean, it's very
today.
relevant to what we're talking about.
It's about the University of Minnesota physicists play a key role, search for Higgs boson. It was yesterday.
This one right here?
There it is.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would happen yesterday on the 4th, and it's kind of funny because, like it was said today, that some people in Minnesota yesterday, when this was happening, had ringing in their ears.
Yeah, and that's the Atlas part of it.
101. There's your next topic for tomorrow night.
I think he's talking about it tonight or his next stream, right?
No, he's not going live tonight.
I think it was
No.
in the title of his next stream.
Hmm.
Good to see everybody in the chat. I don't get to visit this grand channel very often. I appreciate that. I appreciate the offer.
Oh yeah. I was going to say if one-on-ones, if he wants to jump up here, I don't know if he's still hanging out there or not.
I would probably put him to sleep again.
I seen he posted a link, but I can't put videos in like he does. I get in trouble.
Yeah.
He's a lot braver than I am. Because my
need to
track
mind
record isn't the
Yeah.
best.
You need to mind your P's and Q's for a little while.
Yeah.
Would a real 101 please stand up? Oh, that's good. I like that one.
And Jeff Bear just stood up.
No, not hardly. I fell through the floor.
And like I was saying about that, who says that they've only done this 3 times? And is the like the trumpets people hearing in the sky? Is that maybe them banging a proton and it makes that noise? Maybe it's a warning. Hey, stop doing that.
Well, now, Lively Prepper just posted this morning, about 15 seconds after the kicking it off, her ears felt a lot of pressure, then ringing.
Mine always ring, so I don't know.
Well, you would think, if you study like harmonics and frequencies and such like that, I mean, this has to be affecting some of that stuff.
Oh
And
yeah,
you can literally debilitate people with certain frequencies. You can shut them down.
I mean, the speed and power that those, it's a giant magnet that shoots it's got a lot of, they draw a lot of power into those magnets to make that proton collide. You sit there and think about it, and that, where's all that power going after it dissipates from that explosion?
Well, now, is it possible that this into 5G is connected, just like what is it, Starlink? All this is connected some way, somehow.
Well, that's kind of something different.
Okay.
Which that's a whole nother. I would love to get to that conversation, but I won't talk about him.
Yeah.
Nope. The fact that the government is using those satellites, basically they can hear and know everything that's going on.
It talks about, I think it might be in the book of Daniel, I could be wrong, but it talks about in the latter days, it talks about how knowledge will increase and people will travel to and fro. Now, what that means, I mean, knowledge is increasing right now at a rate that is unparalleled.
Yeah.
And you think about travel. I mean, is that talking about just traveling on Earth, or is it going to be traveling different? I mean, yeah.
Orbit.
Yeah. And I won't beat this drum too much because I do enough of that on my channel. So you don't have to worry about none of this if you got your faith in the right place. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but we want to get ready.
I don't know if it was me or if it was internet, but you froze up and I didn't hear what you said.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, you get on enough of these, and it seems like they know where to freeze it up at and buffer.
Yeah, Lively Prepper's got a good point. In Texas, they can already take a shuttle to outer space.
Yeah.
I mean, it's expanding.
Yeah, no, and the rockets are programmed to come right back to where they lifted off,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got a claw that reaches out and grabs a rocket and puts it back in place.
It's crazy.
I mean, compared to how, like when we went to the moon the first time and whatnot, compared to that, oh, it's a lot of progress since then.
Hmm.
If you call it that.
Yeah, right.
And now that's another thing we're fighting. We're getting in arguments about the moon now. Other countries are saying who does it belong to?
It don't belong to nobody.
Well, you could say that to who owns China or who owns the United States, that type of thing.
Hell, I'll tell them. I got no problem with that.
But evidently, there's going to be in September. Russia's supposed to be going up and landed on the moon. I don't know if it's actual people or it's going to be a drone walk like China was doing.
Thank you, Wildflower. That's exactly what I'm saying.
So Vineyard Chicks, Vineyard Chick, that's a very smart person. I don't know who's running that channel at the moment, but
All three of them.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, they're all smart.
That's a good point.
It's probably. I'm not going to say it, then I'll get in trouble.
Tell me, I'll tell them.
Says God changed the languages to stop them from trying to be like gods. That's when they all united and they were trying to build the Tower of Babel, and
Yep.
that's Babylon. That's the origins of Babylon, and God's like, nope. So he changed all their languages so they couldn't communicate, and he put them back on track. I never thought of that. That's a good point.
It's KK.
Very good point, KK.
Need to. I was going to ask Bunky this, but how is that secret seed challenge doing for her? We're doing a secret seed challenge. She sent me some seeds, and I sent her some seeds. I already know what mine are, though, but I'm sure she knows what hers is too. But
It ain't a secret no more.
well, it's kind of obvious. If you garden, you know what a seed looks like, a certain seed, and which I don't think there's a rule against it, but I could tell which pepper was hotter than the other ones because you can actually taste a seed and tell what it is. But she sent me two kinds of peppers. One's a sweet pepper and a hot one, and they're doing pretty good so far.
Well, I done my first picking yesterday out of my garden. I got 3 squash out of there, and I cooked them tonight. And we could have fed 4 people off of these 3 squash. And they wasn't what you call big. I don't think me and the wife eat as much as we used to.
Yep. A lot of people don't know that Abraham's father was in the business of making idols.
No, I didn't have to go that far into sniffing roots. This is not Shed Wars one. It's just me and Bunky doing it.
Hello, Brooke. How you doing this afternoon? And I got some information you would love to lay your hands on.
Yeah, it's a tomato. I mean, she guessed it right away, but there's a certain kind of tomato. It is. We'll put it this way. Hopefully it's staked up really good.
My son, quite a few years ago, got some Israeli tomatoes seeds, and he growed them. And as they were about waist high, about 5 or 6 police come to his house thinking they were other plants. And as they were looking and investigating, they determined it was a tomato plant.
How do you
And
not know that? It's kind of hard.
the leaves on that did not look like regular tomato plants. Okay. I will put it like that.
Big difference in the smell.
Yeah, you just rub the leaves. Tomato.
It's tomato. Yeah.
So now we're talking about city people coming out there. Okay. But they were some of the best tomatoes I have ever ate in my life. If you get a chance to get some, go for it. But tell the cops what they are.
Yeah, I did find out that I did mix my tomatoes up. So where I usually plant my cherry tomatoes, now have my pineapple tomatoes. And I've got something wrong with them, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. I think I'm.
Hey, it's freakingly made. Hope you're feeling better, Nisi.
Oh yeah. Hope for a speedy recovery there.
I feel lost. I can't cut up and joke.
You feel lost.
Yeah. I can't cut up and joke and carry on like I normally do. This is a serious subject. Yes, I'm running the temperature lake.
Is it raining where you're at there?
Yeah, you getting rain today? Either one of you guys, we're getting all day.
Not a whole lot. It just sprinkling a little bit here and there.
We're fixing to.
Yeah, 1 o'clock it's supposed to storm. So
We have everything from a sprinkle to a downpour to a break to back to a sprinkle to a downpour to a break. It's downpouring right now.
I'm just happy I don't have to go out and water tonight.
Oh, I'll be back in a minute.
I love it.
No,
I
there
wonder
could be,
what he's watering, if he's going to water the garden or he's headed to the bathroom.
yeah, there could be a million things why Jeff Bear just had to make a rush off the stream.
Now you and Bushcraft have to hold down the fort.
Yeah, we can hold down some stuff. I know that.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting more and more into gardening. We've always gardened, but we're trying to focus on it and make it, really substantial.
Yeah.
And the more that we get into it, the more we learn to appreciate bees and all of this stuff they're doing with the atmosphere and with shooting stuff around. That cannot be good on the bees.
Poisoning their our air.
I mean, all those satellites and different frequencies and 5Gs and this and that.
Birds and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
When you think about the buzzing animals, that they depend on one another by communication.
That's
by
true.
Certain signals and sounds that they make. And if they've got some kind of, what are they called? infrasounds going on.
Yeah.
That messes with everything. The insects.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, everything has its own job. That's how I look at it. I mean,
Yeah. That's it.
if you got away from, there's no more bees, then there's no more pollination or anything like that. No.
Yeah, you're in trouble without bees. We're in trouble.
Well, the world, humans can't actually exist without bees. I forgot how many years it would take, but we wouldn't. Yeah.
I haven't tried rhubarb cake yet, but I would like to.
Strawberry rhubarb pie.
Yeah, I had rhubarb pie once, and it was real good.
Yeah.
And back of our trailer, I was real little, and there was rhubarb outgrown in the back, and I said, "Oh, that's got to be good." The rhubarb pie tastes really good, so I went out there, chomp, chomp, chomp. Didn't taste very good. I got sick for like 3 days.
A little sour.
Oh man, it was not good.
My daddy told me it'd take about 10 pounds of sugar to sweeten up rhubarb where you can eat it.
Sugar and strawberries.
Yep, I never touched it after that.
2 cups of rhubarb, 3 cups of strawberry halves, 1 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of tapioca, 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and then you make however you make your crust. That's just for the filling.
That's what we're having tonight?
No, babe. It's almost 8 o'clock, or it's like 7:42. I'm not going outside, chopping the rhubarb.
Hey, Dixie,
Not me.
That's
Lake
not.
Prairie's cooking tonight. You pack up the plane.
I want to get.
Yeah, she wants to know, have y'all ever ate any zucchini bread?
Oh yeah,
Love it.
Good stuff.
my wife used to make it. She would make 2 loaves, one for me and one for the kids.
Yeah. Dick, the wife made 2 loaves when? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday is gone.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I
It's
even bought
good.
her a special pan, a bread pan for it. Oh, and soon as I'd smell that, I'd be running to the house, get my butter ready.
Yeah.
Zucchini bread. Oh, I love zucchini bread.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm hungry.
You'll be fine.
Cake. Cake.
Thanks, Jeff.
No problem. Tell her you want a pineapple coconut cake.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe that's what they're trying to pull off with Cern. Maybe they're trying to do. It's a giant mixer, and they're trying to make cake batter.
You know, that is a good thought, ain't it?
that'd be a big one, all right.
Hey, I'll taste test it.
I'd like to know if there's anybody doing tests around there.
Yeah, right.
Like, is there wildlife around there? Is there, are people getting sick or
Right. Yeah.
that sort of thing?
Oh,
You never hear about that stuff until it's too late. The people are getting cancer or something like that.
mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Well, now, if it's where you say it's at, that would be in the mountains. Ain't they got mountain goats up in that area?
No, it's a big flat area. I mean,
Oh, okay.
there's buildings and stuff up top, but the whole thing is deep underground.
Okay.
I know somebody in the chat already mentioned this earlier. Maybe somebody can mention it again. What's the physical size of that CERN?
It's huge.
I mean, is
know
it
that much.
like, are you talking like miles, or are you talking about?
I think you're talking miles.
I know it's huge. It probably is miles.
They own a bunch of stuff around it too. So there's one location, and then there's across the road. There's the big where they actually do all this weird stuff.
You got in Chad. I can't pronounce her name. She says 18 miles.
Athena.
Yeah.
And Nose Picking says 17. So it is miles.
Yeah, it's miles because, I mean, it's two countries. It's on the border of both of them. Why, I don't know why both countries are in on it, but
Now, what Life says, they do have several websites you can go check out.
oh yeah, that's what the first thing I looked at when I looked. Boom, the 3 6s right off the bat with their logo.
Yeah. I was just fixing to point that out.
Oh, really? Huh.
Shift Kicker's got a good comment there too.
And that's another thing is they have they purchase property in other places. One of them's in Alaska, and I don't know if they're involved in the one that's in Tennessee right now or not.
You talking about Cern? You got land there?
Yeah, they've got land in. I don't know if there's something buried under where they own, or are they doing something there? I don't know.
All right, here comes the storm. The trees are blowing.
Yeah, and they do draw power from both countries, so it's
now that's got
a big thing.
That temperature, Shift Kicker in Watt Life referring to that temperature, minus 456 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
That's cold.
That's a lot. That's a lot of power to just keep that Atlas thing that cold.
Now, wait a minute. What is the temperature of space? I'm curious because they have said it's
where. The closer you get to the sun, it's going to be warmer.
Well, duh. I mean, I know that.
Well,
you say around Earth.
Well, that all depends. Is it behind the sun? You know.
Look, quit getting technical. My mind is not there yet. I wonder how much power they got going to CERN to keep everything going.
Oh, it's a lot. I'm pretty sure they have just like the one that's over here in the United States and in Tennessee. They're also run by the Department of Energy, so they get all the energy they want, and that's what I think that the blackouts are coming from, is because they're testing it and poof, there goes a portal, but some states go dark.
Like if they don't have enough energy, they'll just borrow it from wherever they want.
I'm gonna step outside. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, the whole military ties, and I mean, this could go like 800 different directions.
Yeah,
they do this stuff, and they do it in isolated areas, and they're doing sketchy stuff, and there's no wonder that conspiracies abound about this stuff. and you know they're not telling the truth about all this.
Right. The truth are called conspiracies.
Yeah, and there's timeline shifts. They're talking about Mandela effect, which I'm not sure what that is. Vortexes in the sky.
You should do a show on Mandela effect.
Yeah. Her daughter used to come running down to tell him.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. My youngest daughter, she's all over that.
They could do it.
She was little.
But these are things that people have witnessed when I don't know if it's the witness when they're by the place or in the country, or is it just one of the 3 times they've done this?
If any chicks, that's one of them. Luke, I'm your father. Everybody thinks that's what Darth Vader says. They will fight you over that. But so I wanted to ask the people in chat 2 things. First thing, you got to go down and smash that thumbs up for our brother Bushcraft. The tube here likes to beat this guy up, and this is one of the most legit, straight shooting guys on the platform. So we appreciate what he does. So hit that thumbs up. And second, I want to see if you guys in the chat, do you think there's honestly anything good that can come out of this CERN? I mean, what do you think? It's all negative, or do you think there is some good that could come out of that?
I would like to say it depends on who's in charge. I think good could come out of it, but I don't think that they're wanting any good to come out of it.
I mean, what would be the purpose? I mean, unless they figured out when they did this, boom, unlimited power everywhere, the whole world gets free power. So we don't have to have, we don't have to worry about using gasoline or anything like that. Yeah, but do you think that's going to come from that? No.
No way. No.
I mean, that would be the only thing I could see that would be a benefit.
You got just about 100 people up in chat tonight. Bushcraft, you got 98.
So do we have at least 98 thumbs up?
Last I looked, it wasn't even over 30.
95.
So do we have at least 98 thumbs up? So I mean, you look at all of the projects that are going on with everything. Now I can mostly just refer to our government, our country, but it just seems like everything that they're gearing up to do is to just keep taking more and more control. I can't see CERN as being anything other than somebody with a whole lot of money getting control of more power.
Thank you, Bushcraft.
Yeah.
It's wasted money, Vineyard Chicks, right?
Yeah. Just think of this has been going on for 30, 40 years or longer about this company. I mean, think of the money that they've used to do this. Where else could that money go to help make the world better?
Yeah, right.
Who's to say there's not 2 of them in this world, but we just know of one?
Well, that's what I was saying. It's we don't know. And this one that's over in that they're doing these tests now, maybe this one's just a hey, look at me over here thing, and they're running 4 or 5 ones somewhere else.
Can I address a comment real quick?
Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask.
It's for Julie Otten.
Yeah.
I have a small channel that I do them on now. It's just dedicated just for that. So somebody can probably drop a link there in the chat. Sorry
a
about
lot of
that.
people, a lot of people miss you, Bigfoot.
Well, it's because I switched channels. But yeah, I just like Watt Life has put a lot of good comments in here, and the one he just put in there, says I don't see any good coming out of playing God, and that just seems to be what things are pointing more and more to.
Yeah.
Oh, nose pick and beat me.
Nose pick
Uh-oh.
beat. That's my channel, but it's I'll just warn you up front. That's all I do there is Bible stuff. So
Vineyard Chicks wants to know what is the channel.
Oh, we just said that.
yeah,
Well, look, when I'm reading, I don't hear what y'all saying. Y'all can be screaming. See, I've been married for 41 years. I know how that works.
I want to ask you guys another question. Sorry, I'm just I got a lot of questions. Okay, do you think like back when Albert back when Albert Einstein was doing his research, splitting the atom, and they developed nuclear capabilities off of that? Do you think that the same like we're having this conversation? Obviously, we can be a little more organized about it because we have social media. But do you think back then most people probably just didn't have the information because it would have been by word of mouth or newspaper or
Yeah.
But now it's like everybody has this information at their fingertips. Do you think like back then they would have had these same thoughts and these same conversations about, like what are they doing with this nuclear? What's Einstein working on? The government.
Yeah.
This probably would have been interesting to see.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine sitting at back then, the barbershop was the big where everybody hung out and
Yeah, exactly.
talked about the news and stuff.
Yeah.
And it came out in the newspaper. I bet you the people were freaking out about it. And it did come up to something very bad.
Oh, horrific. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we do have nuclear power, but that is not good either.
No.
And then
it just seems, and I don't want to get on to. I probably better not. I can't do this on your channel. I'll just.
You and Bear gonna too?
No. They tend to watch this gentleman up here's channel kind of close, so I'll just let that.
sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Wait till Thursday.
But it's still good so far. Knock on wood.
But yeah, sounds like you did plenty of research on this CERN. I honestly, my wife, like, she's a lot like you. She researches this stuff, and she has a drive for that. And I hear most of it just from overhearing, telling me bits and pieces.
And I ask you a lot of questions, like where does this fall in biblically at all?
Yeah, she'll ask me questions trying to relate to the Bible. But then she'll ask me other questions. Well, what do you think about this part of CERN? Like, I don't know, call Bushcraft.
Well, just before this, because I thought, well, let me look and see if they got anything on this and on Roku. And there are list of things on there. And I watched the PBS. It was probably 15, 20 years ago. PBS show on it, and some of the stuff they were talking about back then, it may open a portal, and these are people that work there that are scientists and stuff, and they're saying these things, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why all of a sudden? Why don't we hear this anymore? Now it's all shot down. It's all conspiracy. It's all these the crazy people out there saying it's going to do this and do that.
Mhm.
But then again, like you were saying with Einstein, they probably said the same thing, and look what happened with that.
Look at that.
Go back and check out Vineyard Chick's post at 7:59.
I just read it.
No, not that one. One before that.
Well, there's two.
The very next one. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, really?
I got injected with radiation, remember, and the nuclear med. And then all these doctors were interested in having their hands in the cookie jar, meaning me. And when I stopped going, I started feeling a lot better.
Yeah, I remember when that whole Manhattan Project thing, and that was all hush hush too until it came out.
Yeah.
And now the thing nowadays is, the media and stuff, they don't report this stuff. It's all, hey, you give me money or you sign an agreement and we won't put this on the news, or we'll tell a different story about it.
All about the Benjamins.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, what life? I do remember that. Stephen Hawkins didn't believe in God, and even he said that CERN was a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, ER, I 100% agree with that comment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the whole the black hole. If they did create a black hole, there you just can't shut that down, because a black hole it just consumes all energy and light.
Consumes matter, light, everything.
Yeah, they've taken sounds from that black hole that they've created.
Yeah, there's a black hole at the center of the Milky Way, right?
But they're calling it like
Right.
water, and there's like things happening that shouldn't be happening around the outside, and they actually took sounds just like they did from Saturn, and they sound horrendous.
We're going to lose power tonight. Lights are flickering. Well, now, ain't they proved that there is a black hole in, I'm going to say, every Milky Way now?
Yeah.
Well, there's multiple ones.
Okay.
Well, the Milky Way is our galaxy.
Right.
There's other galaxies out there.
Okay.
So,
I should have just said
yeah.
in
It's
every galaxy. But,
multiple galaxy. Yeah.
okay, if we have a black hole in our galaxy, how come we're not gone? Because isn't that what a black hole does?
We're real far from it. I mean, probably millions of years we might get sucked up in it, but like I don't know how long it takes for it to consume like planets or suns or anything like that.
Okay.
It all depends how close they are to it and stuff like that. And it just it's basically uses gravity to pull all that stuff in.
All right.
But
and just go ahead.
I was going to say what Lake was saying, that they recorded the black hole and the sounds it was making.
Mm-hmm.
What if that's what if that's the sound that we're hearing here on Earth, but
Right.
not in space? Because they say things don't sound the same as they do on Earth that it does in space.
Mm-hmm.
She's got recordings of that. I don't.
34 seconds.
Do you want to hear it, or do you want to take that chance on your channel?
I guess it'd be fine if it's just
I'll
if
show
just
the
the
video.
sound, nobody talking.
But can we do that, or will it echo?
Oh, I can play that. The sound? Shall we play it from my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good for creating echoes. Sound like a toilet flushing. That sounds like them demonic spirits wanting to come out and be truthful about it.
Sounds just like it did with Saturn.
Doesn't sound good.
Makes
Yeah, listen.
my chest help.
Do a search and listen for what they call sky trumpets, and you know what? That'd be something to do. I might try that.
Couldn't you
Take
give
the sound of sky trumpets and reverse it and see if it sounds like that.
Couldn't you also slow it down enough to, like you said, check for trumpets and other stuff like that?
Yeah, that's why I think sound in space is different than it is on Earth. I'm not 100% sure of that, and it could, like I said, it could be the sound that everybody's, because it's been heard in multiple countries. That sound.
Lakes recorded it.
They're on the
When you record something like that faint in the distance on your iPhone, it doesn't, like, it's not super clear, but I've heard it. It's just weird.
Yeah, me and my son were sitting out in the backyard there and heard it plain as day, and it's like there's nothing going on that it could be making that noise, because we don't have any major factories or anything around here. There's no construction going on.
Before Monty said make that sound and speed it up. So
Yeah.
maybe try that too.
And a thing that sounds.
Does it?
Yeah, it's vibration.
Does it say anywhere in the Bible that a certain time of the month, a certain time of the year, that it would sound like trumpets? Now, I may be wrong. I don't know, but that's a hearsay. And I want to say sometime around March is when it starts, and it quits around the 6th or the 7th month. Like I said, I may be wrong, but it seems like I heard that from somewhere.
I missed the first part of your question there, Jeff.
Got baffled. What I'm asking is, does it not say somewhere in the Bible that people will start hearing noises? It sounds like trumpets at a certain time of the month. I mean, certain time of the year. To start out with, and it's supposed to end, let's say the 6th or the 7th month.
I don't know about the month, but the Bible's full of trumpets, and mostly they're have to do with the different feasts of the Feast of Trumpets, and of course everybody knows about the sound of the last trumpet.
Okay.
What about the sounds that people can make that took down the wall of Jericho? I still think that people, by speaking and singing and just, breathing, can have like a positivity around the world, being God's children. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it was just. I think different.
Okay.
Well, kicking it told me no. So
That's right, kicking it.
I reckon she kicked me pretty good.
But yeah, there's so many. You hear a lot of recordings of just creepy sounds. It's like you can't really explain them. I don't know, but the way they're poking and prodding, who knows? Who knows?
Brooke, I agree with you. Sky sounds are still being heard worldwide, 2022.
Yeah, we heard it just not too long ago. It was more faint this time, but
See, where I'm at, I've not heard nothing like that. Now, and it seems like to me that they said that they've heard it on the coast.
oh, they it's like in different countries. Like I said, just do a search on YouTube for sky trumpets, and
Oh, yeah.
of course there's going to be the phony ones, but there are some that you see everybody looking around and looking up and trying to figure out where it's coming from. And there's people that are like way out in the middle of nowhere and they hear it. So it couldn't be like construction or anything like that.
Well, now, hasn't the scientists say that our, what is it now, galaxy and Andromeda is supposed to be colliding into one another in the future? Isn't it possible that the Earth magnetic system or somehow is already foreseeing this and it's going wild?
You got me on that one.
Ask the Vineyard Chicks; they probably know.
Vineyard Chicks, have you heard anything about what I just said?
There you go, Jeff.
Hardy har.
Yeah, that's when I did that video, I got some weird comments. The ground was hungry, was one of them. And
The ground was hungry.
Yeah, there were skyquakes. There was a whole list of different things.
What the Sam heck is a skyquake? I've heard it, but it ain't nobody explained it.
We've heard them, and they like come damage to the ground, haven't we? Like a big thumb. It's like doom. It's like everywhere. It's like it comes right through the house, and there's no
I don't think
explanation.
that's a skyquake, though.
That's what they blame it on.
Don't know. It's deep subjects.
We have so many questions. So much is unexplained.
Sniffer in the house. Good afternoon, sir.
But this was a really good subject, Cern, and having a conversation on that.
Yeah,
I keep hearing bits and pieces of it, and even if you like watch, why you would ever do it, but if you catch like some of the evening news, get a little snippet of what they want you to hear about it. You don't really get like a complete picture, but coming together in a group like this, it's kind of neat just being able to put it out there.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything good can come from anything that they do there. I mean, like I said, it's all, this company's been all this money into this whole project, and they said they have only done it 3 times, which I don't think that people would invest money to wait years and years just to do a test.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if you drew a line straight through the Earth to the other side to see what that lined up with.
That's
Like,
called the equator.
no, meaning straight through the center.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe it pops out right, maybe under Lake Mead, or something like that. I'm just saying.
Well, they have been poking at our core. What are they doing with our core?
I
Maybe
have
that'll
thought
be
about
one-on-one's next
topics.
next live.
I think he went to bed.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in here. At least he could say hey or out,
Speaking of out, I'm going to jump off. My laptop's going to die here in a second. So
Yeah. Thanks for jumping up. We actually went over my hour.
no, I'm not telling you to shut down. I'm just me.
Oh.
Me down.
Yeah, I try to keep it to.
Thanks for letting me come up and chat. Thanks. You guys were awesome. You guys are really smart people in here, way smarter than me. So thanks for the learnings.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Bigfoot. Your channel, what's the name of your channel? What days do you come on and what time?
Dig Deeper Ministry, and I'm on every Thursday night at 7, and I do other stuff. So
You're on that.
All right. So at 7 o'clock, right after me, y'all go over to Dig Deeper Ministry.
Yep. And like I said, it's Bible study. So if that's not your thing, that's what we do. So
start doing it.
Jeff Bear, nice chatting with you. Mr. Bushcraft, great channel.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you do, brother. And everybody in chat, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Peace out.
And bake you a cake tonight.
Sound good to me.
Pineapple coconut.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to have anybody for tomorrow because, like I said, I tried to take the whole weekend off. I stayed away from the internet, tried to as much as I could. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have anybody tomorrow, but when are we going live? Thursday, Jeff?
Okay, I've sat here and I thought about it. I think 6 o'clock for me on Thursdays because, now I like Bigfoot. I like his channel. I do not want to interfere with him. So I'm going to go 6 o'clock Thursday night.
Okay, so we'll be if I don't have anything tomorrow night lined up, then we'll be going live on Jeff's channel, and I think the link's up there. And I want to thank everybody for coming by. Thank you, mods, for keeping the channel clean and all. And we'll see you Thursday.
All right, we got some of the best mods around, and Bushcraft out.